We're a
Anybody
little
else need to
stickler
sign
on
up?
trying to get started on time. So if y'all will join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing, please, for our invocation. Mr. Hughes, please.
Almighty God and gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you that we can gather here tonight. Father, we do thank you for democracy. And Father, we thank you for freedom of religion. And Father, I pray, God, tonight that you would bless our meeting. Father, that you give wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then tonight, Lord, especially we pray for Jasper White and Ploy. Father, for the death of his dad and his family going through the grieving time. Father, we pray, God, that you would bless them and that you would be with them. Father, now have your will and have your way, and we'll give you the glory, give you the honor and praise. For it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. First off, I'd like to get started by saying thank you for everybody that's come tonight for whatever reason. Anybody joining in online, thank you for looking at that. And but I appreciate everyone coming. Council staff, you see the announcements here before you. Is there any additions or anything you'd like to put on there?
I don't have it.
Okay. I would, if you have an agenda in front of you, or if you don't have one, we've got agendas back there if anybody wants to have one. But this coming weekend, I would like to see how many people could go to the Indian powwow, indigenous people. I started doing that several years ago, and I really get a lot out of that. So if you can make that. Also note that the city offices will be closed Monday, September 7th, in observation of Labor Day. And then the date change for our council meeting will be on the 8th. And then Stokes County Fair. But also, Brenda Walker, who was Mayor Jimmy Walker. Jimmy was our mayor here one time, and his wife has just passed away. And I'd like for y'all to remember the family. They will be, Slate Funeral Home is handling everything, but it's going to be at First Christian Church on Wednesday. So if you just take note of that, be in prayer for the Walker family during this hard time for them. So I appreciate that. So. Okay, we'll open it up for public comment, 6:04. And public comment, this agenda item is included to allow input to the city council from any citizen who wishes to address council without requesting to be on the agenda. Those who wish to address council required to provide their name, address, including city or county residence, and topic. Speakers shall be courteous in their language and presentation. Any disruption of the meeting, insults, personal attacks, accusations or profanity, vulgar language, inappropriate gestures, or other inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. If this occurs, the person will be identified and asked to stop or leave. If the behavior continues, and they refuse to leave, they'll be removed from council meeting. Speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. The number of speakers on a topic related to future advertised public hearing matters may be limited at council's discretion. The council reserves the right to request a designated spokesperson for a large group. A spokesperson will be allowed 6 minutes in that case. The public session will be limited to 30 minutes. The council will only listen and not respond, but may decide to place a topic on a future agenda. So we have signed up for public comment. We have Mike McKittrick. That's a good Mac name. McKittrick. Yeah, I'm a McCraw, so we're both Scotch Irish. So if you can come up here, Scott, Mike, would appreciate that.
It's a new journey for me. I've never been in front of a podium before.
Well, fantastic.
This is all right. But what I would like to talk about
is the fact that we're dealing with a lot of homelessness in Central Park. And it has come to my awareness that it needs to be addressed. And I feel like by standing here in front of you and letting you know how we feel as a group that live next door to it, then you can understand what we see on an everyday basis. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things real quickly, if you didn't mind. But 2 Saturdays ago, there was a gentleman named Bruce Lawson that came in and got a permit to have the shelter up there at Central Park rented. And he was getting his stuff together and putting out the decorations for this baby shower that he was having. And I found out about this later in the day when I actually talked to him and a couple of his family. But I didn't know that it happened at the very time that I was there. But early in the day, as he went in about mid-morning to start decorating, getting things together, the tables moved and everything, there was a gentleman that was sleeping on one of the picnic tables. And the gentleman, even though Bruce had the shelter rented, told Bruce that he needed to leave and that the shelter was being used at that time. And of course, Bruce didn't really know what to do. So he kind of pawed around and ultimately him and his family were able to set up, but with a lot of fanfare that he shouldn't have been subjected to. It went on, and as we talked later in the day, I asked him if he wouldn't send the mayor and the city manager some information about what had happened to him. And because that's the kind of thing that we've always been happy with. The showers, the get-togethers, the picnics. I mean, it's always been part of what the park stands for and what it's all about, and probably what it was made for in its originality. So I was happy to be able to help him with that. And I think he carried it out. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I understand, it has been feedback from others and it had been taken care of. Now, as fate would have it, that same Saturday, we have one open unit in our HOA, and there was a lady with South Carolina plates that was there waiting on Lisa Simmons, who was a real estate agent working for the Shilton Real Estate Agency right here in town. And she came to my door because my garage door was open and asked if I could answer a few questions about the HOA, which I did. And then she wanted to walk around because her agent still wasn't there and take a look at the backyard, which basically faces the park. And she asked me point blank if we have a lot of people that wander up into our yards over there. And I said, no, not really. We haven't experienced a lot of that. Once in a while, somebody will spread some gravel, and go around real fast in a circle, whatever. But we haven't experienced that yet. And she's had her license, like I said, was from South Carolina. She asked me if we have had any trouble with homelessness, because she said she had heard that Central Park has a problem. I don't know where she got her information. I have no idea. But that was what she was concerned about in our neighborhood. So I do know that Verna Brewer was instrumental in the Spain Hour get-together that happened last Saturday. And what's happened to Verna is, of course, we've all gotten older, as she has, but she was telling me about how she used to and would still like to walk in the park early in the mornings like she used to do. But she won't go over there now early in the mornings because she doesn't feel safe. So that's a couple of people that, probably deserve to use the park and are a bit fearful and just don't feel good about being there. And that's just what I wanted to convey to this meeting tonight, that that's what we're dealing with, and that's what we'd like to get a handle on somehow. And we, as residents there, would be willing and able to help any way you need to. We'd appreciate some help on that. There's a couple more instances, but I'd rather not even go into them, except that I wanted to make you guys aware of things that do happen, and we like to see it fixed.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate your time, and
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
We
Thank
do
you, Mike.
appreciate you coming. And we're aware of some of this that's going on, and we're going to be addressing it. So thank you.
There
Thank you for,
are a lot of good things to say about the park,
yes, sir.
but it's not, unfortunately, one of
Thank you. Up next is Miss Joyce.
Joyce Trish, and I consider myself a resident of southern Stokes County. I've spent a great deal of time in King. I am a resident of Walnut Cove, outside of Walnut Cove. Anyhow, the first thing I had a couple weeks ago, brought my two granddaughters up here to King Drug Company because I had walked from King Elementary School up there and had gone there for years and years, and I wanted them to have that experience. Well, everything was fine. We got lunch, came out, and we were in my car, and I was driving. Luckily, I was driving, not one of the girls. And we were going south on Dalton toward the funeral home, toward stuff. Okay. And I was waiting at the stoplight. It was a red light. I was first car. Here comes this great big low boy trailer, longer than anything that I had seen from Spainhour Brothers that I used for floats for years, making a left turn going around the corner. And there were cars parked, parallel parked, where they were allowed to park. There is not enough room there for that. And luckily, the car behind me saw what was going on, and we just slowly backed up. And so I think they missed us by 6 inches, maybe, but it was super scary, I will tell you, and I did not appreciate that. The second thing is my house in Walnut Cove is 1 mile from the proposed data center. The regulations that the county commissioners put in as far as zoning regulations coming from the planning board and stuff, they will apply to the entire county. So you will be involved as well if anything, hey, next week somebody decides to build one over here, then, we could use your help. It needs to be a whole county effort because all of you are going to be under the same regulations that we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Joyce.
Thank you, Ms. Joyce. Thank you.
No one else signed up for public comment, so we'll close that at 6:14. Thanks again for y'all coming to speak. We appreciate that. Council, you can see the agenda. Are there any adjustments to the agenda from council or staff?
I have none.
Take that as a no. All right, approval of adjustments of agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
So, Mr. Lane, you made the motion, and who second?
Yeah,
Two of them. 2 second. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Was there anybody else that wanted to speak, public comment that didn't sign up? It got late. Okay. This is a little bit out of the ordinary. Normally you need to sign up ahead of time, but we're going to let you do that since you're here and you're taking time out to come and speak. So thank you, sir.
Yes, I'm Glenn Bennett. I live on Maple Street in Phelps Drive.
What's your name, sir?
Bennett, Glenn Bennett.
Glenn Bennett. Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. Phelps Drive. All right, sir.
Yes, I've been living there ever since I was 3 years old, all but about 15 years of my life. It's got worse and worse as far as traffic. There's black marks down there, been left in the last few weeks. They've never seen those before. People comes through that stop sign down there, don't stop. You can motion for them, I'm out there in my yard, motion for them, slow down. They'll tell you go to Hades or give you the finger. There's no sense in that. My son could have got killed down there years ago because of a young lady. She could have got killed too. It's got to stop. I see, needs a stop sign up the top of the hill at Phelps Drive up there. It needs it bad. But just coming through, flying through there, people don't care. I've got a wife that had 2 strokes. I cannot roll her up and down the street or walk with her, afraid somebody will run over her. They asked the young lady here, I got hit the other day over here talking to her. Here come a truck down the road, like to hit me then. The road's not wide enough for people to come. You can see the black marks out here, East Coast Wings, and up the hill. Come down and sit one day and just watch. People don't care. And cussing you out, that's wrong. That is definitely wrong. Try to get somebody to keep and get hurt. It'd be on y'all's conscience if somebody gets hurt. Be on y'all's conscience if you don't do something. I know King's growing. I can't help that. I'm glad to see new stuff going into King. And there's 2 other things I want to say. This parking lot ought to be donated, named after the people that sold the piece, like Kiever Auburn and the Gordons up there. Y'all ought to put their names up there. Just, y'all need to, people, y'all been down that street probably before. But it needs to slow down or stop it completely. That's what I want done, stop, before somebody really gets hurt. I've got grandkids and great-grandkids. I want them to play out there. And people walk that street every night and every day. People don't care no more to come through there. They don't. Just please help me out on this. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Well, my apologies for being late. I was coming from Winston. My name is Mariah Fumara, and I'm here with the Friends of Stoke Shelter. I just wanted to come tonight and just do a quick update about the Friends of Stoke Shelter Back to School movie bash that we are having, that we brought forward to you all at the June meeting. Thank you so much for your help in helping us secure all of that permits and be able to have this. We're really excited to announce that we're having it this Saturday, assuming the rain and stuff does allow us to have this to occur. So it will be a free event for anybody in the area to bring. We have over 125 backpacks and school supplies for kids available to come and get for free. We have hot dogs donated by Mitchell's and buns also donated. We'll be showing the secret life of pets. And I just wanted to, thank you all for your help and assistance in having this happen. And also for anybody here, I'm glad there's a great crowd. Please help share the word. I have flyers. We're really wanting to do something for this community who gives so much back to us as the shelter. We're the only no-kill shelter in Stokes County for those that aren't familiar with FOSS. And you all are just what makes this happen. So thank you. If there are any questions, please let me know. But I will also have flyers available if anybody would like them. And I'll pass them around to y'all as well if you want to share. But thank you all so much for letting this happen. And we'll see y'all Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak? Okay, I opened this back up at 6:16, and we're going to close it back down again at 6:20. Again, thank you for coming, because we want to hear from the citizens. That's what we're here for. That's why we were elected, was to serve you. So thank you so much for coming.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna place these on our little, window seal out here, so people, when they leave, they can grab one.
That sounds great. Thank you. Okay, we've approved the agenda. We're on to the consent agenda. And note that the consent agenda is first order of business. These items listed are believed to not be non-controversial, administrative in nature. There'll be no separate discussion of items unless a council person request or citizen's request is granted permission to speak. The items will then be removed from the consent agenda, considered individually. Otherwise, all items will be enacted as one motion. Is there anything that council would like to pull off of the consent agenda to discuss separately?
Yes, sir.
I move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Next up is a part that I really like in our meetings, and that's new employees. We're so lucky with the employees that we have in our city, out here every day, working night and day for us. And we're so thankful for our employees. So first up will be Drew Presley, Public Works, Ricky Lewis.
Mayor and council, I'd like to introduce Drew Preston. He's been several months now. He's been past the CDO stuff. He's kind of license. And he's really worked out with us. Public Works Fund. And all our equipment and all that stuff.
Thank you. Welcome, Drew. Saw you this morning, bright and early on my street picking up limbs. We do appreciate that. So council have any remarks?
Welcome, Drew. We're glad to have you.
Appreciate it.
Welcome, Drew.
Thanks for working here.
And you'll do really well with that crew, I hope. No, you follow Ricky and you'll do great things. So next up is Jacob Hardman, Public Utilities Meter Reader. All right.
Mr. Mayor, council, this is Jack Carson, I'm new with meter reading. They started with us on July 20th, he hit the ground running. Really been good help, and we're glad to have it.
Amen. Jacob, welcome. I know you got people don't realize how far our water lines go. You know, we're almost to Reagan High School over that way. We're out at Sartown Fire Department the other way. Our meter readers have a lot to do, so getting in and out of that truck. So you're a slim young man, so you don't have much more weight to lose, so you better eat good while you're out there. Next is Spencer Everhart, water treatment plants. I think Mark's got this one.
Mayor and council, this is Spencer Everhart. He's been with us since middle of July. He's hit the ground running. He's learning everything. Pretty much all the ins and outs of North Creek. So he'll be going to class in September and taking a test. And I was going to have him full-time operator. I'll be fully staffed at that. Be looking forward to that.
Fully staffed. That's a good
Great.
thing.
Yeah.
Welcome, Spencer. Did you work this weekend?
Not this weekend,
Oh.
but I have been throughout the last 3 weeks.
I know this weekend they were down at the water plant. They would cover it up. So in more ways than one. So welcome. We're glad you're here. I know you'll like it down there. So council have any remarks?
We're glad to have you.
Thanks for being here. We really do appreciate it.
Welcome, Spencer. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Up next is Adam Denton, police corporal. I think Ian Tedder's going to introduce him.
Stand Adam. Adam, he's kind of a unique hire for us. Adam was with Sycan Sheriff's Office as a lieutenant for 21.5 years. Took a brief hiatus from law enforcement and come to me about coming back, and so we were fortunate to get it. It's kind of funny. He had to go through an FTO program. We require all the new hires to do that. I asked the FTO one day, I said, how's everything going? The field training officer He said, I've learned a lot tonight. So yeah, we're fortunate to have him as a corporal on night shift.
Fantastic. I had the privilege of swearing him in here a couple weeks ago. We're really glad to have you and your experience, past experience, and to come to King to serve us. We really appreciate that. So, Council, have any remarks?
Thank you for being here.
Glad. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Adam. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Funny thing, I had a cousin of mine from Pulaski, Virginia, call me last week, and I hadn't talked to him in 30 years, and he says, Mayor, I understand you're mayor. I didn't recognize the phone number. He said, I got a speeding ticket in your city. Is there anything you can do for me? I said, if you tell them you know the mayor, they're going to double your fine. So he said, no, this is your cousin. So, okay. Thank y'all for what you do. No, all pun aside, I really do appreciate that. So next up, council is number 4. This is a public hearing, a voluntary annexation request by Zachary and Nicole Burrick, Meadowbrook Drive. So I think Mr. Emerson maybe have this.
I do.
Right?
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
First off, I need to open it at 6:27 for comment. And nobody signed up. I'll close it at 6:27, and then floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a request from Mr. and Mrs. Burrick to voluntarily annex their 3.43 acre tract on Meadowbrook Drive into the city limits per our utility extension policy. This would be a non-contiguous annexation into the city, and staff recommends approving ordinance 2026-10 and making the effective date for August 3rd, 2026, and causing the ordinance and plat map to be recorded within the next 30 days per the North Carolina General Statutes.
Council have any questions?
I'm just excited to see this happening. This is great.
I don't have any questions. Thank you. I have no questions.
All right. I'll entertain a motion at
I
this point.
make a motion, we approve ordinance 2026-10, making the effective date for August 3rd, 2026, causing the ordinance and plat map to be recorded within the next 30 days per the North Carolina General Statute.
Second.
So I have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, Council. Next up is public comment, public hearing, excuse me, number B, 4B. And this is also going to be Mr. Wright, and I'll open it up for comment at 6:28, and no one signed up. I'll close it at 6:28. And so this is public hearing, voluntary annexation requested by Matthew Green, Reaper Holding LLC. And I think, Mr. Wright, I'll turn it over to you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. We have a request from Mr. Green to voluntarily annex his 3.43 acre tract at 1060 Meadowbrook Drive into the city limits per our utility extension policy. This would also be a non-contiguous annexation. Staff recommends approving ordinance 2026-11 and making the effective date for August 3rd, 2026, and causing the ordinance and plat map to be recorded within the next 30 days per North Carolina General Statutes.
Any questions for Mr. Wright?
I have none.
Oh, glad to see it happening again.
That area is really growing then.
It is, yes, sir.
Reaper and them coming down there and being able to extend the water and sewer, that's really helping that area grow.
Jobs coming to King. It's great.
Yeah. I'll entertain a motion at this point.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-11 and making the effective date for August 3rd, 2026, causing the ordinance and plat map to be recorded within the next 30 days per North Carolina General Statutes.
Second.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, Council. Up next is a discussion item, Part A. Camera fell on me. Let's take just a time out for just a few minutes here. See the camera up on top of it?
Is it not secure?
Yeah.
What was that?
All right, you see on the light over here, that camera over there? microphone. Everybody good?
Yeah, I'll survive.
All right, we'll come back. Joe is with Bagel Boss, and so he's going to provide bagels. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Joe. Sorry about that happening to you, so. Okay, so now we're on number 5, discussion and consideration of ordinance amendment, chapter 20. And we're going to discuss this, and I think maybe city attorney is going to talk to us about this, or Scott. Okay.
Okay. Mayor, council, this is a proposed amendment to the regulations prohibited acts in parks in the city of King. And this is specifically dealing with vehicle parking in the parks. I'll speak up.
Let's get some people get in here seated. We might be able to hear better. All right, sir.
At the end of last week, I circulated a proposed amendment to Chapter 20 of the King ordinances, specifically the section dealing with prohibited acts and use of public parks and recreation facilities. We defined parking facilities to include parking lots and parking areas, driveways and other areas. And this deals with how long someone can park and remain in an occupied vehicle in those parking lots. There's a limit of 30 minutes, and then you have to leave and you can't come back for 2 hours. And there are various exceptions, like if you're engaged in an event at the park, and you need to come and go to or from your vehicle, that's going to be an exception to this. There are various other exceptions for people who have shelter rentals, for example, and written permission. If you're violating this, the way this is drafted, law enforcement can ask you to leave, and if you don't, it's a trespass, which carries a criminal penalty. To this also is a complete prohibition on sleeping in vehicles. The reason this cannot be adopted tonight is because it carries a criminal penalty, and under North Carolina statutes, ordinances carrying criminal penalties cannot be adopted on the same night they're introduced, or at the same meeting in which they were first introduced.
Yes, sir.
Now, the time limitations are just a suggestion. There's nothing particularly special about those. Those are placeholders for discussion purposes, and the council is certainly free to adjust those as they see fit. And I'm happy to answer any questions, but tonight it's for discussion.
Okay. Okay, so I'll open it for discussion. Mr. Lane, you have any questions on this?
No, I mean, the concern that I had, I think initially was that some events are longer than 2 hours. You've addressed that and taken care of that. So that would take out any reservation I have there. If that's the case, though, I mean, all of us like to see these times lowered if possible, so that, I can't think of any reason that a person will need to sit there for 30 minutes in their car. So if it'd be possible to move that to a lower amount of time, especially it'd be easier for our law enforcement to enforce. But I'm to sit there and watch somebody 30 minutes. To see them 15 minutes or something like that would be easier to enforce and would address some of the issues that we've heard about on a regular basis. So I like it and would like to see it even be a little bit more strict.
Let me explain why that 30 minutes is in there. I was trying to thread a needle for the situation where someone might want to sit in their car and eat their lunch. But there's nothing magical about 30 minutes. You could make it just 5 minutes across the board.
Ms. Fowler?
No, my question was answered earlier. I had the same one Michael did. I would be in favor of looking at shorter times. I'd like to hear what the other council members have to say.
Mr. Bowl?
I think my question would be, if in the past that we've dealt with the, some in particular, police officers what, is there an amount of time that you think would be reasonable to give somebody, in their vehicle that might lend to a little bit more of an issue or,
After reading it, and I looked over it briefly today, I think obviously the sleeping in the vehicle, that's right. I think my biggest concern for the police department, I've talked with Patrol Lieutenant about it as well, is just the enforcement aspect of it. You know, these folks coming and going, you know, if they come to their car, I mean, somebody's gonna have to be over there almost monitor 24/7 or all the time, and I think those are the biggest concerns I have. But as far as time frame, I don't know that I have an opinion one way or the other. And I know, I've seen it before, and our city attorney mentioned folks eating in their cars. I've been through there, there's folks that take lunch and they sit in their vehicles and eat lunch. So, but as far as exact time, I don't.
that's all.
I think somewhere I read in here, I'm not sure exactly where, I can't put my eyes on it right now, that we would have someone over at the park who works there, which we have a really good person now working at Central Park, and possibly designate him as someone who can look at that and keep up with it, and designate him as someone that could do some actual same thing you could do there, yeah. Is that correct, Mr. Attorney?
Yes, a city employee
Yes,
who is
Yeah.
the city manager designee.
designate, that's, yeah,
Could also, ask people to leave who are in violation.
right,
Oh, here.
right.
And
And
really,
also under 26.
I think the main operative benefit of this would be giving somebody the power to ask people to leave.
Right, right. And I think,
The
you know,
return parking, to Chief Tedder's point, that you have to start keeping track of that, but there may be people who just come every single day and become more of a chronic violator of this, and in that case, this may come in handy for those situations. But it mainly is going to help allow the police or city staff who are authorized to have people leave.
right, and we do
Who are
have
violating
some
this.
chronic violators, yes. So that would help,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And you know, a lot of other cities, and I've actually talked to them about this, they have people that are in their parks, park rangers, whether they're sworn or non-sworn, and that's what they're responsible for. It's kind of
Well, that's
the
basically
security.
what that will be, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian. Yeah,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I think it could be basically out, you know, something for anything out on the lawns in the park. And I'm
Okay.
If the council wishes to add in a blanket prohibition on sleeping in the park, certainly could do so and include that and adopt that in this ordinance next meeting.
We do have an ordinance against camping, which I think sleeping in the park would be considered probably camping.
Sleeping would be, to some degree, more of an objective question. Are you camping? Well, I don't have a tent.
Yeah.
right. Well, I agree with that. I think we should add sleeping to outside the automobile or inside the automobile or on park benches or park tables.
Yeah, we could make a note there. We could probably make a note there on number 26, where it says sleeping in a vehicle. If you would want to put something in there,
I would just add a 27,
Okay,
no sleeping in parks owned by the city.
okay. I think that would be suffice for that. So,
You also have some that come and spend all day in the picnic shelter because there's free electricity for, they plug in their phone and watch TV all day. Does this prohibit?
if they are parked in there and their car is there, they've got a 2-hour limit. Otherwise, it is a public park. And we've got our hands tied on a lot of different things there because it is a public park. So we're trying to do something here to help limit your problem. And we do have a law enforcement officer or authorized city personnel may direct a person violating this subsection to leave the park. So we can have the city manager appoint someone, someone that's working there all the time that can monitor it more so than our police officers. I mean, I could see that as being something that we could address there. So,
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I've
sir.
got a question. This question's actually for our lawyer. Do we have currently anything in our ordinances about sleeping on city property?
It's defined as camp. But you could make a blanket prohibition on sleeping.
I think that might be wise in this instance.
And I have another comment.
yes, ma'am.
I know that we've had some citizens who have found tents, and I'm assuming this is on personal property. So is this left up to the individual who owns that property to call the PD and take care of that? Or do we have any say-so about that?
It's up to the property.
Property owner. Okay.
Or whoever's entitled to be in possession of the property. A tenant also would be able to take care
A tenant would be.
of it. A tenant, yes.
Okay.
In regards to sleeping, I do have a question on that.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we have firefighters sleep on city property every day. So I
That's
think we
not what
need,
I'm talking about.
oh, I
at
know,
all.
but we need to be very careful of blanket statements just to make sure we're not setting a precedent that would put our employees in violation of doing their job. You know, that
No,
should be worded in a way
that
that
doesn't even-
protects.
They don't even refer to that, yeah.
So under the parking prohibition, city employees, while acting within the official scope, are exceptions from this prohibition.
That's, I just want to make sure.
That would be the
Yeah.
case for, we would need to have that in there for firefighters.
Yes, I don't want to make it illegal for our employees to do their jobs, you know?
That's not our point.
But if it's in the law, it's the law. So we want to make sure we return.
No,
But I do want to say, I feel like this is much needed in our city because the problem's beginning to get worse and worse all over our city. So we need to have some rules and regulations on how to control that.
We all agree.
Okay, so we've discussed this. I think we cannot move on it tonight, but we can, if council so sees fit, we can enact this in our September meeting.
I move that we enact it at our September meeting.
Okay.
And that date is September Tuesday,
Yeah, it'd be the 8th.
8th.
Okay.
It's 8th.
Okay, so I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Ms. Fowler? All in favor of moving this to action in the September meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Thank you, Brad, attorney, for all your hard work, and city manager for all your hard work on getting this put together for us. I hope the citizens hope this will help with your situation, so. Okay, we're on action item number 6A, retirement of K-9 Bestie and allow adoption of the handler. So I think Mr. Tedder's got this, and since Mr. Boyette's not here.
Sergeant Batterton and K-9 Bessler will step forward. K-9 Bessler came to us as a donation by the Hess family in 2019. And our K-9 folks, who we've got a couple of them here tonight, Steve Laws, for Sergeant Batterton, Chad Williams, they have been very involved in training our K-9s, and Bessler came to us untrained, and they were able to train her in narcotics detection and she article. I mean, there's a number of things, but she's had worked hard for us and had a lot of fines, and now it's after some medical issues. Obviously, you see that she's missing one of her legs, but she's done exceptional well, and she actually wants to keep working. But you know, we're gonna get her to go take care of her family now. So. She'll be retiring officially tonight.
She looks pretty active, don't she, with the heart? I know.
And Sergeant Batterton has done an extraordinary job with it. We've been very happy.
Is this your wife and 3 children with you tonight?
Yes, sir, it is.
So how do y'all like the dog? Yeah, you love it, don't you? Yeah. Fourth child.
She's a year older than my youngest, and they share a birthday.
They share the birthday.
Mhm.
Fantastic. I'll open it up for discussion, Mr. Bowles, if you have anything you'd like to say.
Just very appreciative of her service. Thank you for what you do.
Councilman Lane?
Todd, I know this has been difficult for you to go through, the surgeries, all those things, and thank you for your care of one of our K-9 officers. I appreciate what you're doing there, and your obvious love and commitment to her and to our city. Thank you so much. Thanks, sir.
Councilman Fowler?
We appreciate your service and her service and your family, for, I know it's a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can tell that they love that. They hugged on her the whole night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
I'm really grateful that Besley is going to get to have a rest, although she seems pretty active to me. And I thank you for your service and for her service to our city. Thank you.
One good thing about the K-9s, some of you probably saw in the newspaper this past week where we had a shooting at one of our local restaurants here, and the K-9 actually found the gun that was thrown away, from my understanding. So they are a vital part of our police department, and we thank you so much for taking care of her all this and being willing to adopt her and continue to take care of her.
Well, I appreciate the
So
opportunity to adopt her.
Excuse me?
I appreciate the opportunity to adopt her.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'll entertain a motion at this point.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-20 for approval, a retirement of K-9 Bessler, and authorize the adoption purchase by our handler effective August 3rd, 2026 for the amount of $1.
Second. Oh, wow. We got a motion in 3 seconds. So all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? You got your dog, sir. That's exciting.
Buddy.
Next, we're on to 6B on our agenda, and this is event request from Mr. Dane Heath, a Downtown King Partnership, amend the dinner on the Dalton event.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I gotta follow that. Wow.
I used to play in a band, they always said, don't follow a dog act or children's act. So it's a tough act. You got both.
I got both. No, we're just requesting. We've been just a little backstory. We've had our dinner on Dalton event for the past 2 years now, I guess, down in Downtown King. It's been a wildly successful event. The problem is we're a little bit of a victim of our own success. This year we were looking at doing the event again, and we just didn't have the space to stage the event because everything that we used was full. Nice problem to have. So we've been, over the last couple of months, trying to figure out something to do to kind of keep the momentum going. It is our chief fundraiser event that we do. I think so far we've raised nearly $40,000 at that event, and we're starting to think about ways to use it for some local grants or other granting things on that. And so we came up with this new idea. We got a little creative on the name. You can see it there, the End of Summer's 4A is what we want to call it. It will be a little less formal. It won't be a sit-down dinner. We'll have food stations, and we will have some seating, but it'll be kind of more of a, floating kind of deal. Still on location on Dalton Street. And we would like to request, this is unique, it's a unique request, they're doing it on a Sunday afternoon on October the 4th from 4 to 8. We kept looking at calendars and trying to figure out when we were all going to be available and when, we weren't competing with a lot of stuff. As everybody probably knows here, fall is crazy when it comes to events and everything. We think, this is something different. Let's just to give it a try and see. So what we would like to do is request street closure between Maple and Main, like we normally do, from the times between, we've got on here between 1 and 9. I'd probably like to do 1 and 10 if at all possible. That gives us plenty of time for setup, tear down, and the event would be from 4 to 8. And again, a very similar type of event that we've been doing with Dinner on Dalton. And we also would like to ask, I know in the past, the city's co-sponsored the event along with us to help alleviate some of the fees, for fire security and all that kind of stuff. An application, Ashley Mitchell did submit an application. Don't know who else got it, not gotten it. But it was submitted on that, the special events application. Upon approval, we'll be prepared to go ahead and do, insurance, ABC permit, all that kind of stuff. We've always done year after year on that. So that's our request.
No, I put 12. Did you ask me to put 12?
Oh, okay. Oh, you did change that.
Oh.
Thank you.
I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah.
So the time will change from 12 to
12,
1.
yeah. I was looking at this, so, but yeah. No, it would be 12 would be.
Oh, it'd be 12.
Would be 12. Yeah.
Okay, like we had.
Yep. Sorry.
No problem.
October 4th.
Okay, I'll open up questions from council. Mr. Bowles, start with you.
No questions, but I've always enjoyed General Dalton, so looking forward to seeing what this year has in store. So
Me too.
Mayor Pro Tem?
I only have it sounds like this might be a taste of the town.
It is.
Somewhat.
And we have gotten commitments from, so far, we do know the Mercantile of Dalton, Wendy Griffith Klein. It's kind of the same ones we've been doing. Got a couple others we're waiting to hear back from. I know Haley's been asked. We're going to ask the folks at Little Italy as well. So it's going to be a little bit broader as far as that. And we are doing, it's going to be a little more seafood oriented as well. We've talked to Mercantile about doing shrimp and oysters. So kind of beachy kind of feel as well. So
And some
something a
beach
little
music.
different. And some beach music. That's
I'm
right.
fine with that.
So
Councilman Lane?
No, it's an event I enjoy every year. So thank y'all for putting it on, and I'm glad to see it raising funds for you.
yeah, thank you.
Councilwoman Fowler?
No, I'll have to miss it this year. I'll be out of town.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. I don't have a question.
We're going to have to rope you down. So. Get you back in town. Okay, so no other questions. I'll entertain a motion at this point.
I move for approval of the event request from Downtown King Partnership, amended dinner time on Dalton.
second.
Make a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heath. Up next is 6C, which is a speed limit change on Maple Street and Phelps Drive. And I think Mr. Marion has this one.
Yes, sir, Mayor and Council, as most everybody in here is aware, King is growing. And with the growth, comes traffic issues. And, we're experiencing some traffic issues on Maple and Phelps Drive. Phelps Drive being from South Main to Maple Street, and then Maple Street from the intersection of Phelps all the way up to Dalton. Per the city's ordinance, any area that's not marked, any roadway that the city maintains and is not marked as the designated speed limit is considered to be 35 miles an hour. Because of some issues and some complaints in that area, PD went out and done a spot study on that area and made a request to the engineering and public works department for a reduction in the speed limit. Those two departments got together and done a few calculations and bring it to you tonight, request to change that speed limit from 35 miles an hour down to 20 miles an hour. Phelps Drive is already 10 miles an hour, but there is only one speed limit sign on Phelps Drive that says 10 miles an hour. So this proposal tonight has it has a cost breakdown of what would be to add the signs. Total of 6 signs that say 20 miles an hour on Maple Street, and add 8 more signs that say 10 miles per hour, and the locations of those signs where they will be at on the map provided. If adopted tonight, if the council wishes to change the speed limit on Maple Street from 35 down to 20, an ordinance has to be adopted to make these changes. I believe Nicole passed you, council, the ordinance 2026-13. That will have to be adopted tonight in order to make this, implement this change. And with that, I will answer any questions.
Start off with you, Mr. Lane.
I think our citizens have been clear this is something, our residents, something they would like to see, addressed for sure. And there's no doubt people drive too fast down there. I mean, as small as that road is, 35 would feel, like you're sitting in Daytona because it's not made for that kind of driving. So I fully support lowering the speed limits and hopefully giving our law enforcement some ability to enact that. So we're very thankful for the work Ben's done, for the input of our citizens, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing this make a difference there.
I agree with Michael, and I think this is a good start for us to do something to get it started, and then see if we need other things. So I do have a question, and I should have asked earlier, but it is about this area, so I want to go ahead and ask it. So when we have a road closure, is there because then if people are turned in there, they can't get out, and then they mess up all the things. Do we have a flashing sign or something that either does the police department or the fire department have a flashing sign that we could use could say no outlet or something so that they won't try to cut through there? Because that's what
we have the traffic board, right? We have one, but it's usually, for a lot of events, it's requested, and so that we need more of them to really facilitate. I mean, we have one. Yeah, we have one.
So it might be that would be more trouble than it would be worth. But I mean, I was just thinking when we were saying this about the speed limits, and then when Dane asked about the road close, I should have thought about that then. But I mean, I just wondered because I know that people go down there and then they try to turn around. It's not enough room to turn around. That another car is coming behind them is what we've been told that's happened in the past. And so I just wondered if we had something that maybe could help that would keep people from going in there. Or
could y'all put barricades up?
Where are you talking about that? Belt?
That what you're speaking
well, I'm talking of, yeah, I guess it would be there at the
You're talking about Maple, right?
Yeah, at the restaurant, so that they won't,
turn there. pull the note, and it's the bottom of the hill or whatever, they know some signs. A lot of people don't do that when doing it. They'll turn towards some apartments and they just lost. And some sort of signage is helpful. So just guide people in the area, the sign we want. So they get confused. And you get like a stick going on around there. They don't know what to do when they get there. They don't know what to do. They'll turn around to the back the way they came.
I would say signage, I agree, the thing is, the other option is blocking traffic way on down Dalton at Old 52, so people just don't come down that far unless they're supposed to be there. But again, then you're gonna have some bottleneck there, I'm sure there's gonna be issues there, so, where do we pick our poison?
Councilman Bowe?
I'd certainly like the thoughts of more speed limit signs to get the point across that there is, and the lowered speed limit. However, I do hope that this will rectify, or at least work to rectify, the issues that are felt on Maple and Phelps.
Mayor Pro Tem?
I have one question. Do you have to rent those blinking speed signs?
No, we have one.
You do
Oh,
have,
you're talking about the blink speed sign.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We put it over on Pulliam at one point. Well, I mean, do we have one? Well, didn't we have one at Pulliam? The speed limit when you go by?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, I think
Like a
so.
radar?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, I mean, we don't have one anymore. That radar trailer was, I think, on quite some
Well, do you rent one? Is that what you have to do?
Never ran
How did we have one?
Might have been DOT. It may have been on the DOT something.
one. Yeah, I know.
'Cause I know
I
I've
would
seen,
be- I'm sorry, Mayor.
I know I've noticed DOT signs, you're entering a 25 and it'll, I know coming through Danbury, they got a sign there and it'll tell you how fast to go.
And that might be, a lot of towns do put those up, as a town purchase. But going back to the sign thing on our issue that you're talking about, and like the fire chief said, we have one of those notification messages. But if we did have more additional of those, we could put a message board down there during the camp and actually have a flashing arrow that this is where you turn. I agree with, I think Mr. Bennett, what he said is probably nobody's gonna read a regular sign. But if there's a flashing sign there in the event, something that's new, something that they see, it might give them a direction to go.
So do we know how much those, do you have any idea how much those things are?
We have one?
Do you, Stephen? Well, how much?
20,000.
What? What?
I think probably like that.
What? Well, so we have one.
We have one. The problem is the prioritization during the event of where to put it. I mean, that it's heavily requested and we have to, put it in the best location for intended use.
Where do you usually put it?
It varies. It's usually somewhere on Old 52 or King Street or on South Main Street where the heavier traffic population is, depending on what event's going on.
Is this something that like Cook Rental has? They have this
I
word.
don't know about
Oh, well, that's what my next question was.
No, they don't have the net.
And I do know we've looked at the speed limit, the flashing speed limit signs that you're talking about, has the radar and all that.
Yeah.
They're certain stuff.
Like what he said.
Well, I don't think they're quite that high, but they're on up there. It's not a cheap item. They essentially have a radar.
So can a barricade be put up to divert people from coming in Maple?
Well, I mean, we could put a barricade up,
you know, we just have to look at it and make sure that
Yeah.
other people have access there.
Right, right. The homeowners, you're saying, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Possibly no through traffic during that time.
Well, I think it would be, if we could have them investigate it and see what they could do and let us know.
I agree.
If we don't trust something, then we're not gonna know, and it could be just a bust, but, you know,
I would
at
suggest
least we
that,
would know.
yeah, I would suggest that, Terry, and we let them do a brainstorming session and get some recommendations on what to do there. But
The fear,
the speed limit signs, yes, I'm for, but we may need to do, at this point, we may need to do something a little further later on. I agree with that.
Councilman Lane has the floor.
I think the fear of a barricade would just be that if, you can't barricade both sides, right? So if you barricade one side, you're gonna run into the same problem. If that makes sense. If they're coming off of Main Street. So some sort of signage would definitely be required along with the barricade, so. Yeah.
Well,
There's
that's
still a
why
lot
I
to
say
think
we need to let them brainstorm and come back
Yeah.
to us.
I'm seeing our city manager saying $7K for one of those signs, $7,000 for one of those.
Speed truck.
One speed sign, right? Yeah, I just looked up and had about
24,000?
Councilman Lane, were you finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you
Yes,
have
sir,
the floor.
absolutely.
Okay. All right, we can talk about this till the cows come home, but I think this is a great start. And so I'll entertain a motion now to approve speed limits on Maple Street from 35 to 20 and new signage to be placed throughout the streets. I think we had said it was going to be 6 signs at 20 miles per hour.
I would,
Adoption of the ordinance.
yeah,
adoption of ordinance 2026-13.
Okay,
and I would make the motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-13. I would add on to that motion that, the assistant chief and, Ben and whoever, maybe Scott, get together and talk about how else we can deal with this issue, and if we can, particularly during events.
okay. So I have a motion and here's a second.
Second.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council.
Mayor,
I think this is
I
a,
didn't get the vote.
okay, the vote was Jane, Ms. Cole voted to,
I made the motion.
made the motion, excuse me. Ordinance amendment number 2026-13 and added on to, for staff to talk about other issues in that area.
And who said it?
And second, it was Mr. Bowles.
Thank you so much.
And carried unanimous.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming out. This is going to be a step in to help, hopefully help. We've done some, I think, some good things here tonight to help with the park situation probably, and then help with traffic too. Just bear with us with these growing pains because we're not finished with them, I'm afraid. So thank you again. Okay, moving on to number 6D, which will be amendment with the life safety inspection vault. And I think Mr. Robertson's got this. And council, you should have a handout that clerk gave us that says item 6D. Okay, Mr. Robertson.
Yes, sir. Mayor and council, before you is a request to enter into an agreement with Life Safety Inspection Vault. Live, they provide a web-based proprietary third-party where fire protection vendors can submit their inspection, maintenance, testing records. During our required fire inspections, we often have challenges receiving proper documentation on fire alarms, fire sprinkler systems, kitchen suppression systems, fire extinguishers, et cetera, on their testing, maintenance, and any other things conducted to the system in between our inspections. a lot of reasons that is, because these inspection reports are submitted to corporate offices, or to landlords versus tenants. Again, Liv is a third-party company. They offer a cloud-based record management system that the fire department, if approved, would have access to. Liv works with the vendors that handle the fire protection system, and registers them with Liv. And then from there, we can accurately verify that these records and the fire protection systems are being tested and maintained. One example is we've had some recent issues with fire alarm system here locally. If this is approved, and when that becomes registered with Liv, we can access the progress of that repair through that, because all that information would be submitted into our portal for us to access. Liv does charge a small fee directly to the fire protection contractor. It is outlined in this agreement, and it allows the fire department to access, to assess a nominal fee, which we're recommending an administrative fee of $5. If the council so agrees to move forward with this, our recommendation is to approve myself to sign the agreement with Liv, and also approve the resolution 2026-27 in the motion. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Okay. Mr. Bowles?
I don't believe I have any questions.
Okay. Mr. Lane?
If I understand correctly, the fee that would be actually paid to the customer, or by the customer, will be $18, and the city would receive $5 of that.
No, that's, it's 5 on top of.
On top
So
of
it's
that.
23 total.
Yeah, and to your point, I also want to make sure that none of our businesses within the city it is the fire protection company that paid this fee, not the business.
Okay.
Councilwoman Fowler? That's okay.
I told the chief when he came in, I said, I just got this. Can you tell me what it says? He says, we'll get $5, so I'm okay with that.
So I do have another question.
Yes, sir.
Within this, I mean, my understanding is this would be saving our staff a tremendous amount of time, that they don't have to go from business to business to verify this information.
Correct. So what it will speed, it'll be a process improvement in the fact that our fire inspectors will be able to log in to Liv either prior to or after the inspection to verify all this documentation versus asking a maintenance person to track this down at some point location in another state.
Is the $5 fee normal? I mean, it feels like to me, if we're making it more efficient on our staff, and there's less running around, that the $5 fee is almost just excessive's not the right word, but is it worthwhile?
It's still time and research.
Yeah.
I mean, for that portion of it. That's totally y'all's discretion. Liv is the company that said that's an average fee of this. And we've modeled a lot of ours off of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
That's pretty typical then. Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion at this point.
I make a motion, we approve the fire chief to sign the agreement with Life Safety Inspection Vault, and approve the addition of $5 administrative fee for Liv. And that's resolution 2026-27.
Second.
Is that the number 2026-27?
-27.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, Chief. Next up is item 6E, which is Emergency Medical Service Agreement with Wake Forest University health sciences for the fire department medical program. I think the chief's got this one also.
Yes, sir, and I'm gonna tag team with our city attorney, and he can jump in at any point in time. There is a little portion in here that is his part. The fire department has operated advanced life support non-medical transport program since 2003. Please apologize, my typo, I was on vacation, I'm trying to wrap this one up. The level of service that we provide requires a licensed physician in North Carolina to oversee the program. Since the inception, we have always used the same medical director as OCMS. Dr. Dale Nelson retired effective June 30th, and Dr. Chris Davis, who is a Stokes County resident emergency physician at Akron Wake Forest Baptist Health, was selected by both Stokes County, and we support and would like him to be our medical director. The new contract is required, identifying Dr. Davis as the medical director. The agreement before you outlines the work that will be provided, along with the rate and built-in escalator. If approved, the agreement will be for 3 years with a 30-day termination notice. The law firm of Bell Davis and Pitt, which represents the city of King, also represents Atrium. As a result, our attorneys requested council also approve a conflict resolution waiver. This resolution acknowledges the conflict of Bell Davis and Pitt between the city and Atrium Wake Forest Baptist Health Science. In the future, if there were a dispute between the city and Wake Forest, Bell Davis and Pitt would not be involved on either side. Mr. Attorney, would you like?
I would just add, and we have not represented Wake Forest with respect to this contract. Under the rules of professional conduct, conflicts can be waived as long as the same attorney is not representing both sides to a dispute, as long as both parties to the contract agree to waive it after they're informed. So we brought this to your attention. I have reviewed this contract and communicated with Chief Robertson about it, and would recommend that it be approved by the city of King. But also, because we represent Wake Forest in other matters, we would also need the city to waive that conflict.
The budgetary impact is shown here, with the first year being $3,600, which is what we budgeted for in the current budget, and it was approved. And our recommendation is to approve the agreement, allowing the fire chief to sign and execute the agreement, and then also adopt resolution 2026-26. I'd just like to add again, Dr. Davis is a resident of Stokes County, lives in the Pinnacle community, so he lives close to us. He's a former firefighter, paramedic in Durham, so he is has a strong background in what we do, and has been the assistant medical director under Dr. Nelson since the mid 2015-ish timeframe.
Okay. Council, have any questions? Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the emergency medical services agreement with Wake Forest University Health Services for the King Fire Department medical program, and authorize the fire chief to execute the agreement and to approve the conflict waiver resolution 2026-26.
Great. That's a mouthful. Okay, second is Ms. Cole. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, Council. Also, footnote, you had a handout that went along with that. The amendment document 6E went along with that. So, all right, we're on 6F, which is adopt a set of public hearing to amend Chapter 4, animals. And I think Mr. Wright has this one.
Actually, Mr. Mayor, I would like to introduce that one, if it's all right.
Yes, sir.
It's on the agenda to adopt or to set a public hearing, and just to be clear, the public hearing would not be required to adopt this. We have time and would like to consider it tonight, that's fine. Todd wasn't, and Emerson weren't quite sure whether you'd want to do it tonight or wait for another time. The city's ordinances in Chapter 4 include certain animal nuisance regulations. how you keep your pony, how you keep your chickens, hogs, rabbits, dogs on the loose, and noisy animals. And the issue is that to enforce this, the only enforcement mechanism is charging a criminal misdemeanor and seeing that through prosecution, which has certain complications to it, or to bring a civil suit and to prove violation as a nuisance. You're also allowed, as an enforcement mechanism, to assess a civil penalty, which the city can simply assess and then sue to collect, which we've had a couple of situations where citizens, when they've been approached by city staff, when they're in violation of the nuisance ordinances with animals, just don't want to comply. And so being able to assess a civil penalty for violations adds I think, a good tool in the toolbox for being able to enforce it, to enforce your existing ordinance. As drafted, it is $100 a day for violations.
See that the staff recommends adoption. Do you feel that it's advantageous to put this off a month till next month, or can we move on it today?
You can move on it today. If it came to you a little late in the week last week and you'd like more time, but that's up to you.
I've read over it myself and I'm okay with it, but I want to get council's approval on it. So, Mr. Lane?
I'd be fine with it.
I'm fine.
Mr. Bowles?
I'm fine with it as well.
I'm good with it. I always think that the more tools we have in our toolbox to deal with things like this, the better, because we are a growing city.
I think you're right too. So I'll entertain a motion to adopt a set of public amend chapter 4 on animals. Staff recommends adopting ordinance 2026-12. I'll entertain a motion to that.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-12.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, Council. I did notice on here that the citation could be issued by a police officer or the city or by the city manager or the city manager's designee. So
Right, that, it would likely be planning staff.
planning staff. Yeah. Okay.
As I understand it from the city manager.
As everyone is looking at Emerson, right? Thank you, Emerson. I know you'll take care of it. Okay, so we are on to 6G, which is a transfer of ownership of police canine truce from the city of Durham to the city of King, and I think Mr. Tedder probably has this one.
I'll give a little background on it, and maybe some questions in our city attorney portfolio as well. With our connections in the canine world with our trainers and our handlers, we've learned that the city of Durham is going in a different direction with their canine program. And they offered us first opportunity to basically acquire Truce, which is a 3-year-old Dutch Shepherd. Our officers or our canine guys went down and they evaluated the dog, and the dog did very well with what they evaluated. So they feel like it will be a good fit for us. Our new handler will actually attend a handler school at a location where this dog was originally acquired from. So this company knows this dog. They're the ones that sold the dog to the city of Durham. And we're getting this dog for, basically at no cost as far as the dog itself, which is saving us about $11,000. There is some training costs involved, but we have budgeted for that, which will be in the rectification training. So, I think it'll be a good fit for us. I know that our city attorney can work on an agreement. I'll turn that over to you.
Yeah, and we the main part of the agreement, wanted to make sure we have, finalized with Durham is to make sure that the city has received all the documentation about this dog, just to make sure the dog is fully vetted and we understand her history and background. I believe we've gotten all of that as of last Friday. And so the Durham Police Attorney and I are still finalizing the contract. You could adopt the resolution tonight authorizing the police chief to execute the contract once it's final to city attorney's satisfaction, or you would have to review it and approve it at another meeting.
Any questions from council? Start with you, Mr. Lane.
What type of training does this dog have? I know there's different, there's tracking or.
It is a full patrol dog, so it does have apprehension training, tracking, narcotics.
I do know that, one thing that I think was early on in the budget that ended up just being cut in the process was funding for a new dog. So savings of $11,000 would be pretty significant there.
So, you said, so is Durham not gonna be using canines, or you said they're going a different direction or something?
They are, this handler, this particular handler, I think has some, maybe some training issues with the dog, but like I said, our folks have evaluated the dog. We feel like it's going to be a good fit for our handler. And we have talked with the training organization that has the dog, and made sure that the dog is good. I do think that we'll need to act pretty quick. They kind of held on to the dog for us for a little while. So we've kind of tried to get some things in place ready to make that transition, because they are going to start looking for other agencies. I know there were other agencies that were actually talking to them about taking the dog as well. I can't remember the city. I'm not sure if you remember all that.
I hadn't heard that. I've become involved in this only very recently through Durham's police department.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
Madam Pro Tem?
Yes. Do you have the vet records
We did.
and how they look?
Regular checkups. We also have every training record, every article find, everything that the dog does. We have to get that.
Okay, so you all can absorb the administrative fees such as vet checks and all the things the dog has to go through. You can absorb it in the budget you have now because we just did that budget, so.
Yes, ma'am. It stayed the same. Plus, we retired a dog, so where we retired that sleep.
Right.
This dog will pretty much make that place.
Okay, and will this dog be used exclusively for drugs or, will it be?
It will continue to be used as what we call patrol rated.
Patrol rated.
So, apprehension,
Okay.
drugs, article fines, everything that it's already tracked.
And this dog will go along with, how many dogs do we have now?
This will be,
A fourth dog. Okay. And how often do you use the dogs we already have?
every day.
Every day they're on patrol?
If they're assigned to that shift, they're utilized, just like the mayor said.
And they do all shifts?
We get, yes and no, it just depends. We have one assigned to CID, that was there for the drug task force, so we actually have a patrol shift that does not have a dog. Taking it, we're gonna, adopt or take the crew set. So then we'll have 3 patrol shifts that we'll have to take out.
So we'll have 4.
We'll have 4 total, 3 on patrol, 1 in what we call our CID, our detective division, used for the drug task force.
That's all. Thank you.
I will preface my question with I'm good with this. But I do want to know, if it sounds too good to be true, it might be, and an $11,000 gift from Durham is very kind. So with the training issues that you said that those won't be an issue with that you foresee? I know you can't predict the future, but.
Our folks are very experienced,
Okay.
and they seem to recognize the problem with the issue early on.
Okay.
So they feel very confident, and they've interacted with the dog. It wasn't like looking at video or something. They've actually gone down there, interacted with the canine, had a very good interaction with it, and watched how it works. So probably she is very in tune with some of our best canines that we've ever had. So our folks know kind of what to look for, if that makes sense.
And if let's just say worst comes to worst, and we get 6 months in, and she, a boy or girl dog. Anyway, this dog does not work out. Is this something that you maybe put back out there on, not on the market, but just as an option for another police force? Or is that not even?
I don't really know how to answer that question. I will tell you this: the training group, the company that this dog come from, we've already spoken to them, and they said we're not going to have it. So they kind of take care of it. We will, any concerns we have, they'll address it, and the training program is out.
Okay.
So I think what I'm hearing you say is the problem was with the handler, not the dog. Okay.
Sure. That's what I was gonna say. It sounded like it was a handler's problem, not the canine's problem.
User error.
And I wouldn't necessarily say a handler problem. Yeah, it's like Chief said, it wasn't a good fit. These canines have personalities too, and they're feeding, versely from the handler. They're not gonna work well.
So I'm understanding that the police department will absorb any of the cost through your present budget.
Yes.
That was my question. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion. Did council have any other questions? Sorry.
No.
Okay,
No.
I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to authorize the city manager to enter an agreement accepting ownership and possession and liability for K9 Truce.
Second.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it the police chief? Were we supposed to authorize the police chief or you?
What I would suggest is that you authorize the police chief to execute it, subject to my review of the final agreement. I'm still waiting on Durham's police attorney.
And then adopting resolution 2026-22?
Yes.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Authorize the police chief.
Yeah, to authorize the police chief to make that, or to accept that agreement pending the attorney's approval. Second. Resolution number 2026-22.
And that's second.
It does have Scott's name on the agreement.
Okay, I didn't read that, but I heard him say the police chief. So
We
I
can
apologize
change that on
for
the
that.
contract.
How about the police chief or the city manager?
That's good, Michael.
And I second that.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Next is departmental reports. Does council have any questions or concerns about the departmental reports that they'd like to address at this point? Like a no. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to acknowledge receipt of the departmental reports.
So moved.
Second.
Fowler, Cole. I have a motion to second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. This time we will have general concerns. Let's see, we got Councilwoman Terry Fowler up first.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any concerns, but I would like to say that I was not in town for the 4th of July, but I've heard so many positive comments about the parade and the fireworks and the location up at Wreck Acres that people were able to be and all of that. So I really hate I missed that, but I appreciate all the work that everybody put into making that, such a success. And I want to thank our employees for all the work that they continue to do to keep the city moving and all the things.
Next is Councilman Lane.
First off, I think just one of you left, but I would like to give a big thank you to our new employees.
Yep.
This means a lot when you come here and become a part of our team, so we appreciate it. And, whether it's, actually treating the water or count the meter or whatever it is, we sure do appreciate all the work that's going on there. Second off, citizens, I appreciate you being here tonight. When you actually make the effort to show up and to give us your concerns, let us know what you want, to reach out through whatever way you do, that really does say a lot. And it's one thing to complain about a government or make comments about a government. It's another thing to show up and be part of the process. And we do thoroughly appreciate you being part of the process. And hopefully whether we've actually addressed all the concerns or not, hopefully we've moved in the direction of addressing the concerns that you want to see answered tonight. I do appreciate that. Know that, homelessness is it's a tragedy in the first place, just the fact that a person would be without a home. But from a governmental side, it's quite a challenge to regulate. And, obviously the act of not having a home is not illegal, but the act that you do many times without having one is illegal. So we obviously want to make sure that we are abiding by our Constitution, doing all those things while also meeting the needs of our citizens. So we just appreciate the ability to address that, and hopefully we've moved in a good direction that will address the concerns that have been brought up. So thank you so much.
Ms. Spencer, correct? You do get graded for staying the whole meeting, so you get an A for tonight. Okay, Councilman Bowles.
Well, first off, I want to thank our city staff for each and everything y'all do. Y'all are wonderful and do your job very well, so that it makes it easier on us. And I also want to echo just what Michael said, and thank you to all of our citizens, the ones that come tonight, that come to these meetings. That we appreciate just getting to talk to you face to face instead of either hearing from you through a phone or a text or an email. We appreciate the face to face, and we still take the texts and emails very seriously, but I like to talk to people, and so I appreciate you for just voicing exactly what's concerning you right now. So thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
You guys stole my thunder.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. But I do want to say, Spencer, I know why you stayed this whole meeting, because I work with your mom in Forsyth County, and she wanted to see how this worked. But I do, again, appreciate the council, particularly helping move these items forward. And I sincerely appreciate all of us working together on that. And I think we have some more work to do, because our city is growing. And I think with growing pains, we are going to be charged with doing more things for our citizens. And I just want to thank the citizens that came out tonight. I want to thank the employees who have dealt with some of the things that we have had. I know that Tiffany's gotten a lot of calls. I know that Scott's gotten a lot of emails, and I'm sure Ben has too. And I really appreciate all you all do to help move things forward. And thank you to the citizens mostly.
One item I'd like to stress is we had our Stokes County League of Local Government this past week, and we had it at Five Forks at the Dalton, which was a very nice event. That was the very first time I think they have hosted something there, and I think that's going to be a great addition to our downtown moving forward. We had a good turnout of the different municipalities and had a lot of good talk, a lot of things that's going on all over Stokes County. And Mayor Nellie Brown and I got it started after COVID, and I think it's a great addition to build unity across the county. I think that's one thing that we do need to do is bring unity and try to help each other as we go forward. Also, I do thank council tonight for all your decisions on everything that's been done here. A great event this past Saturday at the Heritage Day for at the Spainhour Cabin. If you didn't make that, a really nice pencil drawing here of the Spainhour Cabin. If any of you'd like to see that, we'll leave it up here for you to see. And then the Heritage Day, they had people from all over the United States because they came here from Switzerland, and the cabin there, it's just a great monument for our city and also in our Central Park. So we do want to take care of that park and take care of the heritage that has taken place here in our city. Also, I was honored yesterday to attend Walnut Cove's 70-year anniversary of their fire department. It was a great event. Rain held off, so it turned out really nice. And also, I want to thank our first responders, especially for what y'all did at the shooting. And I know our firemen and our police department assisted in that. And our K-9 found the gun. So the K-9s are important part of our department. If you have a hostage or a situation or whatever, would you rather send a K-9 in there or send one of our officers? I hate to say it this way, but I'd rather sacrifice a K-9 versus one of our officers. And the K-9 can do a great job for us. So also thank you to all the staff, and I won't go on any further, but thank you again. We're going to adjourn, but we're going to go into closed session. So you're welcome to stay if you'd like. Probably going to be an hour or more, but you're welcome to stay around if you'd like to. So I'll entertain a motion now to go into closed session.
I make a motion, we go into closed session under General Statute 143-318.11A3 for the purpose of attorney-client privilege.
Second.
Okay. All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carries unanimous. We'll go into closed session at 7:43. Okay, we were out of closed session at 8:39, clerk. So call meeting back into session at 8:40. No action was taken in closed session. Do I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jane? No action. All right, now I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Terry and Tyler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, council. 8:41.